Now it's time for more of Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk Hookup. Get ready for more of the best fishing information and the hottest tips on improving your angling skills. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. And by Rancho Leonero, where your wildest Baja dreams come true. And now, Southern California's sports fishing voice, the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray and Rock God Rick Maxa.
Welcome back. Hour number 2, Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Pete Gray here. Rock God Rick Maxa is out of town. Back next weekend with us. Great show here. Live at Encinitas Ford, our very first San Diego County Ford dealers, live remote at Encinitas Ford, corner of Encinitas Boulevard and El Camino Real in Encinitas. Having a great time. Great crowd here. Cowboys got great help over there with Arnie and Dave helping out, and Dick and Isaiah are here doing the engineering. We have Adam in the studio. Ryan's doing the casting contest just like good old days, getting the cast out there. And no cars have been hit yet, which is a good thing. Right, Scott?
Yeah, especially that 2017 Jaguar with only 3,000 miles over there.
Oh, come on. Really? Yeah, that wouldn't be good, right? Yeah, that's, wow, I didn't even see that car. Look at that thing. That's beautiful. That's a used trade-in, right?
It is.
Somebody got smart and got a better Ford deal.
They got a
right?
Ford.
Yeah, it was actually the gentleman that picked up his Ford GT from us.
Oh, nice.
About a week ago, the $350,000 supercar.
Sweet.
Nice.
Very good. Well, if you want to join us, we still have a full hour left here. A lot of prizes to give away, and you can qualify for those grand prizes, which include Hobie Kayak from Fastlane Kayaks in Mission Bay, Cedros Kayak Fishing Trip. That's prize number 1. Grand prize number 2. Grand prize number 2 is a trip for 2 to Rancho Leonero in Baja's East Cape, including 2 days of Super Ponga fishing and a round-trip ticket on Alaska Airlines from your choice of either San Diego, Orange County, or LAX. Alaska Airlines is now flying to Los Cabos from all 3 of those Southern California donations. And we're going to qualify that person at the end of the show today, or the winner of the casting contest will be the other qualifier today. 858-457-1090 on the phones, or 877-792-1090. Have a chance to win a half-day trip on the Daily Double from Point Loma Sport Fishing. And Step Up to the Mic prize. We have a lot of Step Up to the Mic people here. Have a chance to win the pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, which is the Kanoa Coast blue-black frame with an incredible blue Hawaii lens, courtesy of Maui Jim. Going to be a great time here. We'll give that pair to one of the random draws here of the people that step up to the mic. As I said, Don from Anza Knives here has a great display of Anza Knives. We're giving away an Anza knife today to one of the random draws that the Cowboy will be drawing for at the end of the show. In the meantime, time for the Catch Report, sponsored in part by the Sato Crimp and Winder Company, where they only make products that work. Hey, if you want to end connection failures, you need to get that Sato Crimp Kit. It's a must-have piece of gear on your trip to catch everything from the school-size bluefin tuna to record-size tuna like we're going to be targeting on the Royal Star here next week. All brass crimps and other great features make it the best connection system available. It's used on the Royal Star, the Royal Polaris, the American Angler, and most of the other top boats. You should use it if you're not already. I have mine packed for the Royal Star trip, I can tell you that. It's available at selected tackle stores like Fisherman's Landing Tackle, Taka's Tackle, or the Longfin. Let's talk to our private boater buddy, our fishdope.com reporter, Captain Mark Wish from Pacific Edge. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning, Tim. Morning, Pete. Hey, well, it's sure nice to look outside and see the sun shining and the wind not blowing. You know, this stretch of better weather bodes well for everybody. Let the guys get out and about and see what's been going on there, what areas haven't been looked at for a little bit there. San Nicolas, guys have been out the last few days. No exotics recently, but good cods and lingcods like always out there. And no reports this week from Santa Barbara Island at all. At Catalina, we do got some better news on the squid situation. There's much more bait been showing up, and it's scattered around at several locations, both front side and back side. So hopefully some of that fish that we all want to catch finds it there. We did see some good signal on nice great yellows up west midweek. It was mostly on meter marks, some yo-yo fish, dropper loop fish, even a couple surf siren fish. but it was up for a couple of days, and then it's gone MIA, but it's around, so we'll see where they show up next. Sea bass situation over there at the island's been marginal at best. There's a few around scattered here and there, much less than we expect to see at this time of year. Usually May, it's like, oh, it's game on, guys. A lot of fish and a lot of big ones, but it's not seeing it just yet. So they're around. We'll see where they wind up. It can change fast, so don't despair. At San Clemente Island, like Nick, great cod fishing, and lots of big reds over there. I think there's more big reds at Clemente this year than Nick. But not too much on the yellows over there. They're starting to see a little trickle of fish moving in, but nothing really settling down on the spots and biting very well yet. Again, a little bit behind schedule. On the coast, do see some sign of yellow here locally. More show than go, but there's been some nice schools from like the Mussel Farm over the 150 zone. And but again, not biting too good there. But the best news has been that bigger sea bass around. Those South Coast kelp lines are holding some real tankers, man, just like 60s and 70s. We're talking about the real deal. And most of that fish has been on mackerel. And then offshore, a little bit of kelp patty action going on there, a little better kelp patty action actually from the 302, 371, 425 zone, kind of like that triangle. And then from there on down is where you start getting a shot of the bluefin. This morning, the guys are in that 1010 trench looking around. They're seeing good schools that aren't really biting much yet, but that can change, with them bluefin often this time of day. But Danny just called me 10 minutes ago with some breaking news, that they're seeing all that fish down there. So that's hot off the press, and it looks like they're maybe pushing out toward the west a little bit, toward that 213. And, every time I hear somebody say something about that 213, it brings back all the memories from yesteryear of going to the 213 in late June, early July, and just walloping those albacores. And one of these days, them things are going to swim back and give us something else to angle for. It's getting toward that time of year. We just got to think about it. I was talking to Steve Crook this week, the senior biologist who knows so much of this stuff about water and fish patterns and such. And he said that the water patterns in the Pacific are looking a little more promising. So just keep your fingers crossed. Who knows? Maybe one of these days the Nalbies will swim back.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. And like you say, Danny from fishdope.com has all the info for us. Use the code HOOKUP now, lowercase, no space, save $20 on a new membership to fishdope.com. And in the meantime, we want to find a bait tank, get some great advice on sea bass fishing. How do we find you, Mark?
Oh, Pete, we're in Huntington Beach. We're on the corner of Bolsachik and Ediger. Phone number at the store is area code 714-840-4262. The website, PacificEdgeTackle.com. And man, we got a lot of nice tanks in stock right now. They're all sold. They belong to people, but we got a lot of cool stuff going to all different places. We're busy, guys. Get your order in.
That's awesome, Mark. Thanks a lot for that, and we will talk to you next Saturday. A good week of weather this week, so who knows what could happen.
It just feels like it's ready to go wide open.
It will. You know why? It's going to go wide open because I'll be pulling on a big tuna down on the Royal Star next weekend, and it'll go wide open.
Well, gee, that's
right,
too bad. that's too bad.
It's okay, it's a good problem.
Yeah. Oh, man, I've had a lot of good times on that boat with them guys, so hope you guys find them down there. Good luck.
All right, thanks, Mark. Appreciate that, and we'll talk to you next Saturday. And let's move on down. Marcos from C4 Sport Fishing has the latest report from C4. Good morning, Marcos.
Good morning, guys. How you doing today?
Morning.
Great.
Well, we had some pretty good fishing going on here. Those half-day trips, still catching very good bottom fishing with those reds, rockfish, whitefish. They had one yellowtail yesterday afternoon, and they've seen a little bit of signs of yellowtail, but not quite getting them to bite yet, but definitely going in the right direction there. The San Diego on the full-day trips, yesterday 40 anglers had 131 yellowtail and one bonito, and that's probably one of the better counts they had this week, but they're definitely seeing yellowtail and bonito on pretty much all those trips there. We have some 1 days and day and a half out. The Pacific Voyager came back from a 2.5 day. They had 5 bluefin and 82 yellowtail. So lots of good fishing around there. So as long as weather keeps up, we should keep seeing that get better. So definitely check the website, seaforthlanding.com. You can see the full schedule up there for those half days, those full days, 1 day, day and a half. And that schedule is really expanding as we move into the season here. Give us a call at the office, 619-224-3383. More than happy to help you guys out, make a reservation for you. Or come down and visit in person. Get your gear set up for the season here if you haven't done that yet. Check out some new stuff, pick up some MC swim baits, and get going for the season there.
No kidding. All right, Marcos, appreciate that report very much, and we will talk to you next Saturday.
I'll talk to you then, guys.
All right. Sport Fishing Financial's Rick Jensen's on the line with the Northern Baja Report. What's up, Rick?
Hey, good morning, Pete, Tim, and everyone down at Encinitas Ford.
Great to hear from you.
Yeah, so another week of a bit of extra wind down south. First of all, I want everybody to get on your calendar date here, 2 weeks from today on May 19th for our northern listeners. The CCA chapter barbecue is going to be going on in Long Beach. I've got a private table there with some free tickets to get in, so if you're interested in heading to that CCA show and haven't become a member, hook up with me and I'll make sure you can get in, learn all about it there in Long Beach at the barbecue, May 19th.
All right, May 19th. Very good.
Also, down in Mag Bay, a little slower. We talked to Bob Hoyt there, a little slower outside. Some yellowtail on the 13. Springtime fishing in the bay continues to be steady. Over at Mulahey, our contact there, Nathan at Playa Buenaventura, he's getting married today, so we didn't get any word out of him. I heard there's some yellowtail around, but congratulations to Nathan. Over on the Pacific side, that kind of central region, La Bocana, Bahia Asuncion, continues to be windy and it's slow time of year, but there are some calicos and sheephead around. Jeff mentioned the same. Jeff at Cedros Kayak said that tough fishing there. The harbor was closed most of the week. The guys who got out early in the week down to the high spot were able to target some yellowtail trolling Rapalas. Bay of LA, been good fishing for quite a while now for the grouper yellowtail and Cabrilla. There's a nice window for wind and weather coming up here down the line, so always a good place to target in the springtime. San Quintin on the other side, again, a little slow. Weather's hasn't been so hot, and haven't had a good yellowtail report there for a while. I'm sure the bottom fish are around, but really not much being reported through that region as well. Further north, Ensenada, yellowtail are in the bay on the troll and the Rapalas. There's some bonita around, and there's even a couple school-sized white sea bass and halibut that were in the count this week. And again, the northern Sea of Cortez seems to be steady as usual. We've got the grouper, Sierra, Corvina, Trigger, Cabrilla, Snapper, Yellowtail, off and on depending on the wind and weather. But it's like a switch. Sometimes it turns on and you haven't seen so many fish, and then it goes down for a couple of days. So if you're heading that way, give yourself an extra day or two for wind and conditions and fish bite, and have a good week. Like Mark was saying, I think the wind's going to settle down, and we're going to start getting some improved weather throughout Baja as well.
No doubt about it. And, of course, Sport Fishing Financial, Rick, you've helped so many people, including myself, for their financial future. If they want more information, want to get a free analysis and get your advice on finances and fishing, how do we find you?
Yeah, thanks, Pete. You can always find us at your tournaments in Baja and on the water, but give us a call at 949-481-1807 or look us up on the web at sportfishingfinancial.com.
Hey, and I might add, too, our Rancho Leonero tournament sponsored in part by Sport Fishing Financial, $500 cash for the largest Wahoo Dorado. And Tom Gruber's here with Rhonda and says he's coming. So he'll be there to grab that money for us. So that's good news. So glad to have that great group. And I believe there might still be a spot available if you want to come down and join us, too. So looking forward to that, Rick. And we'll talk to you next Saturday.
Okay, guys. Have a good week. Thank you.
All right. Appreciate that. And that is our Catch Report today, sponsored in part by Gamakatsu Hooks, Japan's leading fish hook. It sets a standard for quality and innovations, strength and durability, local tuna, yellowtail. It's happening right now, and you got to make that Gamakatsu Nautilus Circle Hook your go-to hook. It has the strength and durability as well as the right design to make that hook work for your bait. Put the fish on the deck. That's Gamakatsu Nautilus Circle Hooks at your favorite tackle store. And, you know, Tim, I might add, too, 2 weeks from today, you'll be in Mazatlan broadcasting live with Captain Ken Franke from the Sport Fishing Association of California. And Geronimo, our engineer Rick, will be down there with you. That's going to be a good time.
I know. I was thinking the same thing when Rick mentioned that date of the 19th. That is the big day, and we'll be able to give the complete rundown on the first Mazatlan shot. But
the 2 trips.
Exactly. We'll again give the complete rundown on it, and then we can also enjoy there's a really full suite of guests from the local area down there. Ken was talking about the director of fisheries perhaps joining us, a couple in Mexico, that is, as well as some other local luminaries. So it's a great lineup.
That's going to be a great show. 2 weeks from today, live from Mazatlan, Captain Tim Ekstrom, along with Captain Ken Franke from the Sport Fishing Association of California. Of course, the whole reason for these broadcasts is to further our relations with Mexico. And I think the point I want to make, too, here is that these Mazatlan-based trips that the Royal Star is doing is exactly that. We're bringing people to Mexico to enjoy the culture, see a new area, as well as fish from the Royal Star.
Exactly, and that is the point of it. Is to it's the old adage: share the wealth, spread the wealth. We want to make sure that we're very inclusive, because we're enjoying an incredible opportunity to fish down there in Mexico. They've always afforded us the ability to fish down there in the way of permits and access, and I feel that in any situation like that, it should be reciprocal. We're going to do as much as we can to try to promote Mexico, fishing in Mexico, Mexican tourism. It's an incredible place. It's an incredible part of the world, and it's literally our neighbor. They're right next door, and
right there.
And it's so easy to access. We've talked about it before. The flights between what's available here in the U.S. and also that CBX, the bridge,
the Cross-Border Express, unbelievable.
It just makes it so easy, and fares on Valaris from Tijuana to places like Mazatlan, Cabo San Lucas, they're really cheap, really inexpensive. They are. I mean, by comparison, it's incredible. And again, using that bridge it's so easy. There's no wait. Just everything about it is very appealing.
Yeah.
And once again, we're there to promote Mexico, and promote just again inform everybody that it's a great place to go, and try to do our part to drive some tourism down there.
You bet. Yeah, that's 2 weeks from today. Live broadcast from Mazatlan at the El Cid with Tim and Ken Frankie. I'll be in the Mighty 1090 studios hosting the show from there, and you guys will be down there in paradise. That'll be pretty nice for sure. Hey, Michael Mayer, are you Michael? Are you hanging around? There he is. Come on, Michael, you step up to the mic. It's your chance to talk there and talk to Captain Tim Ekstrom and Scott Cook from Encinitas Ford here. What a beautiful day, huh, guys? Great day to buy a car, right, Scott?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Beautiful down here, and if you can't make it down here a couple of miles from the beach, we'll take the vehicle to you as well.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
If you want to check, it was just one of our listeners was just asking about my new Ford Explorer Sport. If you want to check one of those out, you'll drive it right over.
We'll actually bring it over to them. You can look at us online or call in, and we can actually do the deal over the phone or through the computer and deliver the vehicle to you, so you don't have to make the way down here.
Sweet.
Although it's not too bad by here.
No,
by
it's
the beach,
not a bad
right?
spot. Yeah, for sure. Hey, Michael.
Not too bad. You even got a knife.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, did you get one of those hands and knives?
Yeah, I got the big one. Told Mama, don't mess with me.
That is a really nice fillet knife. That new fillet knife.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I
now
know.
you just got to go get the fish to go with it, right?
Yeah. I know if I walk over to that table, I'm going to end up walking away with one. It's just,
there's no doubt.
God, they're incredible.
Yeah.
I got a question. Now, I always keep on looking online and to see about what goes on the 10-day trips.
Mm-hmm.
But what changes if you're going, like I say, a 15 or a 21-day trip? Is it just different species that you go after, or larger grade fish?
The longer trips are really they're focused on that giant yellowfin tuna. That's really what the objective of those trips are. Wahoo also. A 10-day trip in the fall. We generally start our schedule of 10-day trips at the end of October and run them through the end of November. Those trips are they focus more on variety. There are times when there's those big tuna are available on those lower banks in between Mag Bay and Cabo. We'll incorporate that into a trip, but those trips really focus on variety. We visit multiple destinations and try to provide anglers with an opportunity to catch Dorado, catch school-sized tuna, catch Wahoo, maybe catch a bigger tuna, a grouper along the ridge somewhere. We try to make yellowtail up along the coast. The whole idea of those trips is variety. They're definitely our most popular trips for that reason.
And you need the most gear for that.
Well, you need to be yeah, you do. I mean, terminal tackle and rod and reel combos. In the end, you do, because we do so much different kind of fishing.
Right.
Well, the thing I hesitated because the gear nowadays is so versatile.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can use
changing the top shot.
Yeah, and the 2-speed reels such as the Talica 12, the Talica 16, those kind of reels, you can use that reel for fishing yellowtail on the coast. You can use it for fly lining for 60, 80 pound tuna out of Laos rocks. You can even a 16. You can do it if you're catching 100, 150 pound tuna down below. You can use it for that too. You just put a bigger top shot on it. So I think because the gear nowadays has come such a long way, it actually it's reduced the number of outfits you might need. Back in the good old days, you need 10 rods and reels, one for everything. Well, now the reels are really versatile. So you might actually be able to trim your arsenal down a little bit and still do, be well prepared for anything you might find.
All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that, Michael, for coming down. Bob and Santee, you're next up. Bob, thanks for coming down to Encinitas Ford. Great to see you.
Great to be here, guys.
Right.
Morning.
Howdy. Tim, who actually were your mentors growing up in the fishing industry that brought you to being a captain today?
I have I've had the pleasure of fishing under some real long range legends and also sport fishing legends. The four most significant mentors of my life. I started working for Eddie McEwen on the Pacific Queen when I was 15, 16, and I worked with Eddie through for 4 seasons, 4 local seasons. After that, I went to work. I commercial fished with Dick Gadosh on the Millie G, fishing albacore. He's another legend of San Diego fishing. And then I went on from there to Royal Polaris, working with Frank DePresti and Steve Loomis. Those are the four operators. A couple of them are still living legends. But those are the guys that I learned the most from. They're responsible for my early trajectory in fishing.
Wow, you learned from some of the best.
I literally did. I got to tell you, I'm pretty proud of the fact that I can say that. Eddie McEwen, Dick Gadosh, those guys, they literally were legends in sport fishing in San Diego and in LA also. So. I hold them in very high regard, and I cherish the time that I had to learn from those guys because, I still do things today when I'm running the boat. I still do things that I learned working with Ed, working with Steve, working with Frank.
Right. If it works, don't fix it.
Exactly.
There you go. Thanks for coming down, Bob. Appreciate that. Let's jump into the phones and talk to Goldie calling us from North Park. Good morning, Goldie.
Hey, good morning. Let me get you off speakerphone.
Very good. Thanks
there you
for
go.
that. All right.
I've called to speak to Captain Rothery, whom I've dubbed the Ernest Hemingway.
Well, Captain Rothery isn't here, but Captain Tim Ekstrom's here.
Oh, Tim Ekstrom, yes.
Yeah, that guy.
Awkward.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, nice,
Sorry,
Goldie.
not awkward. Called a whatever. But
go ahead, Goldie. Morning.
Good morning. Great writing, sir. Great writing. My question is, why don't more boats do what the Royal Star does, which is you don't have to touch your fish. You say, I'm taking fisherman's processing. That's it. You get off the boat, the crew brings the fish up to fisherman's processing. It's such a great benefit.
Yeah, and, Goldie, each individual boat, they decide to do what they decide to do for I can't speak for the other guys. I just know that in the case of Royal Star, we really, it was a goal that I had established long ago. I mean, back in the late 90s and early 2000s, I was looking for a way to eliminate that process of dividing the fish up on the concrete, dragging them around, and it was time consuming, and it seemed to me that it was pretty archaic. So, when we finally found the right combination with fisherman's processing and made that opportunity available, we ran with it. So, I considered it a real innovation at the time, and to some anglers, it's fun. At the end of the trip, you get those fish out there, and you see your catch, lay it out on the sidewalk, and that's great. I know in the case of a lot of the veteran anglers, after you do that once or twice, it kind of gets old. So to provide the opportunity for them to just fill out their order form on board, and as soon as the boat backs in, get their gear off the boat and head home. It's I consider that a real improvement in the long range experience, certainly the Royal Star experience.
No doubt about it. Hey, Goldie, thanks a lot for the call this morning. And when we come back, more from Encinitas Ford, more from Tim, more from Scott. More of your step up to the mic and phone calls. Stay tuned. This is Southern California Sport Fishing Voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the mighty 1090.
Nothing is more exciting than fishing Cedros Island on a Hobie Mirage Drive kayak. And Cedros Kayak Fishing will hook you up on this amazing experience. Cedros Kayak Fishing offers deluxe accommodations in their beautiful secluded casita with all the comforts you would expect from a high-end resort, including single occupancy rooms and filtered water. Kayak tours are on Hobie Outback kayaks with bait tanks, fish finder, and VHF radios to ensure a great experience. Fly to Cedros and travel light, as Cedros Tackle has a fully outfitted tackle shop, including top-of-the-line rental gear. After a long day on the water, enjoy delicious local cuisine prepared by the staff. Cedros Kayak Adventures also has a fully outfitted panga and off-road truck and trailer to take you to super secluded spots. Fish where the others don't with Cedros Kayak Fishing. Come join Jeff and the gang for a great trip on Cedros Island. Visit the website at cedroskayakfishing.com for more information and to book your trip. In 1971, Seagar invented fluorocarbon fishing line. This game changer brought fish catching advantages to anglers everywhere, with less visibility underwater, better knot and tensile strength, and superior abrasion resistance. Today, Seagar is the #1 brand of fluorocarbon because of its proven performance. So no matter the fishing conditions, you can count on the Seagar family of fluorocarbon leader material. Fluoro Premier, the original blue label, and the stealthy pink label to help you catch more fish.
This is Captain Mark Rayer for Genren Sport Fishing. Located on the Sea of Cortez, we will show you a fishing experience that will exceed your expectations. Genren boats are outfitted with all accurate reels from the smallest Valiant 300 to the beefy ATDs. Simrad electronics, Fraser gyro binoculars, and crews with a passion to fish is just part of what makes us #1. Also, Cabo Yachts Vaquera has a Seakeeper for your comfort. For 2 live webcams and up-to-date fish report, accommodation packages, check out TeamGenRen.com. We pick up at Rancho Leonero and all East Cape locations, so let's go fishing.
The warm weather is here and our lakes and rivers are brimming. Just remember, if you love California and you love to boat, please wear your life jacket. And make sure everyone with you puts one on too. Save the ones you love. A message from California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways.
The Sport Fishing Association of California is taking a leadership role to broaden the fishing opportunities for Southern California anglers. And Saturday, May 19th, they'll be traveling to Mazatlan, Mexico. The president of SAC, Captain Ken Franke, along with Captain Tim Ekstrom, will host a live broadcast from the El Cid Marina and Resort in Mazatlan. The broadcast will feature some key personnel from Mexico Fisheries and help strengthen the ties with the sport fishing fleet in Southern California and Mexico. They will also discuss the great fishing opportunities available in Mazatlan. SAC's mission is to promote tourism through marine recreation and educational activities while protecting ocean resources. By working together with Mexico, we can show our care for the resources both at home and across the border. Tune in Saturday, May 19th, a very special live Let's Hook Up broadcast from Mazatlan, Mexico with the Sport Fishing Association of California. Check CaliforniaSportFishing.org.
XEBRS 1090 AM, Rosarito, Baja California.
San Diego's sports leader.
The home of ESPN Radio.
The mighty 1090.
Hey, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. We're gonna launch right into some more questions here on the mic. I can get my host Pete Gray in here, but let's go ahead and get a question here from. Hey, is Eddie here? Eddie Mares. Hey. How about Dave from Poway? Is Dave here? Come on, Dave.
Come on, Dave. Hey, yeah,
Dave's
sorry, there was a lineup at the restroom there, so sorry about that, guys.
That's all right, we're rolling.
Hey, Dave.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Tim.
Yes.
Apologies if this question has been asked, but this time of year, a lot of boat work takes place.
Right.
What do you think? Do you think Seakeeper, the gyro stabilization, is coming to the fleet sometime?
I doubt it, and we actually have done quite a bit of research on it, and the guys at Seakeeper, they told me that they don't, that because of the heavy duty nature of our boats and just the hours alone, it's just not cost effective. You know, those things they're great for either somebody who's got big bucks, which a lot of the yacht guys do, and that's great. But the longevity of those things, they've got about a 5,000 hour life before you have to tear them out and rebuild them. we'd put 5,000 hours on them in a year, or less. So it's just
cost effective.
Yeah, it's just not cost effective. And the process of tearing one out. I mean, you basically got to cut the boat. Got to cut a hole in the deck and put the thing in. And there's a lot to go with the install. So it's just not ready for our application yet. But maybe someday. I guarantee you, I'd love to put one on the boat. If it was cost effective, we'd do it.
The technology is changing every day.
Exactly.
And it's going to get better and be able to smaller, lighter, and more effective for a heavy boat like the Royal Star.
Exactly.
It'll happen in the future.
Yeah, they're working towards it. I do know that.
Yeah.
But they're great guys. It's a phenomenal product. I mean,
it is an amazing product.
No question about it. It's a life changer.
It's change the world of private boating.
Yep.
Yeah, no doubt.
I fortunately don't have a problem with motion sickness, but I was just curious, and I knew you would know. So thanks for the info.
Well, there's a lot of benefits to them, no question about it. Just from fighting the fish alone, like taking a lot of that extra motion out, it makes it it's a lot smooth, especially in big fish. It's a lot smoother. Right. So less jerking and banging. It increases your odds of landing a fish. But the good thing is for us, as far as the weather goes, we've been a heck of a lot more effective now with our electronics. We can forecast weather, and we really work hard to build our trips around the best weather windows for whatever destination we're heading towards. For example, if it's an 8-day trip and we want to visit Laos Rocks, but at the beginning of the trip we see it's going to be blowing 25 knots out there, we'll fish along the beach and at the end of the trip it's going to be nice. We'll fish along the beach where it's calmer, and then go out there towards the end of the trip. We've done an awful lot with the technology available to craft a better trip in the way of weather. It's a whole different program nowadays than it was, say, 30 years ago, when it was just you just left, and whatever it was.
Really nice to have a lot of different options.
No question about it. No doubt.
All right. Well, thanks for coming down, Encinitas Ford, Dave. Appreciate that. Andy Norton is next. Andy, you around here at Encinitas Ford? Andy, thanks for stepping up to the mic here. Appreciate you coming down.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Sure thing.
Andy Norton, Bay Park, San Diego. My question was, what's the ultimate outfit for yo-yoing these bluefin? Can you go big? Can you go to like a 50 or something if you had to? What's the ultimate?
Boy, I think that anything in the Talica 16 size, I think that you'll be well covered. You really have to take into account, this bluefin. I mean, there's been the sneak attacks by those giant ones that are out there. You'll be catching straight 30, 40 pounders or 25 to 30 pounders, and one big one will swim through. So if I was yo-yoing or say fishing with a flat fall, I think that Talica 16, I'd be fishing either 80 or 100 pound on it with 80 pound backing, and then either your 80 or your 100 pound top shot.
Yeah.
I think that you'd be well prepared. It might be a little oversized if you hook a 30 pounder, but you're going to be really glad you have that reel in your hand if you tie into one of those 100, 150 pounders or bigger.
Yeah, super. All right, thanks.
All right, thanks for coming to Encinitas Ford. Appreciate that. Hey, Scott, I have a question about the new sync, which I love on my 2018 Ford. What's the difference between the sync that's in my wife's car, which is a 2014 Ford Edge, and the 2018 sync?
Well, I think the experience that Ford has with that, they were the first that really started with the Bluetooth with Microsoft and the sync, and over the years they've developed it so that it's very intuitive now, and I've had numerous generations of it, and the new ones now, it seems like you plug it in, you touch a couple of buttons on your phone, it's paired, and you can just work naturally. You can tell it what to do, and it's going to do it. It's way easier than what it used to.
It's way easier.
It is.
Way more advanced.
It is, and then you also have the where your phone will link into the Sync 3 on there. You can control your apps, your Pandora, your different navigation apps and all that. It comes right through on the screen. It's much easier to use.
One of the cool things is we have a new Let's Talk Hookup app, which you can download on your iPhone or your Google device, your Droid device, whatever. And you can actually select your phone on that Sync 3 and listen to Let's Talk Hookup on your car system via your phone, streaming on an app.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like it's like you're working to do it either.
No.
It's just
it's
the whole
pushing
idea.
for one button.
Yeah, you want to get in your car, you want to start it, and you want to drive, and you don't want to have to worry about engaging in technology. No. And it's seamless, and it makes it real easy.
Really good technology. And Ford has kind of led the way with that Bluetooth technology, haven't they?
Yeah, they were the first ones to get into it, and it takes some experience because you're taking a phone that's a computer and pairing it to a computer in your car as well too. So when they first came out, there was definitely some growing pains on those things, but now they've got it, so it's really seamless.
It is for sure. Arnie from Vista. Arnie's helping us out here. Thanks a lot for helping out the Cowboy there, Arnie. We sure appreciate you being here and helping us out today, and he has a question. Thanks for stepping up to the mic.
Yeah. Good morning, guys.
Hey, Arnie.
Thanks for Pete. Thanks for having these remotes. Everybody enjoys it. It's good to see everybody out here. And
I might add too is that Encinitas Ford and Mark Wheeler, the boss here at Encinitas Ford, Scott is the general manager. Mark's the owner. These wouldn't happen, and the Ford deal wouldn't happen if it wasn't for Mark Wheeler. So we're very grateful for Mark and the support of the other San Diego County Ford dealers for making these things happen. So.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Thank you. Just a couple of things I want to say for the CCA today. AB 2787, it passed out of committee on the 24th, but it has been amended to say that they're going to do a study on the potential impact of lead. So, guys, we still need to sign the petition. If you haven't signed, I have a copy of the petition here today.
Great.
Please sign it. Go on CCA's website. Get it done, because what they could do, they could let the study go out to a non-fishing constituency that could really impact us badly on this lead ban. So
no
please,
doubt.
guys, sign this.
Absolutely.
And also, we got Battle of the Bays going on right now in Mission Bay. There are 3 more events going on, June 9th in Santa Monica, June 30th on Channel Islands Harbor, and July 14th at Dana Point. And also, in 2 weeks, May 19th, CCA LA chapter is doing a barbecue at the Long Beach Rod and Gun Club. There's barbecue, seminars, raffles. For a $50 fee, you get in to the barbecue, and you get a membership, either a new membership or renewal to CCA. So please do that. And also, those on-the-beach surf fishing seminars that just got posted on the website. They're hosted by Bill Varney. And they're actually going to do here locally at South Carlsbad. So sign up for that. That sounds like great.
Great, Arnie.
I did have a question for Tim on basically fishing the flat falls for the tuna, the bluefin we're fishing for now. What would be a real recommendation? I got a 50 and a 60 is the biggest I got right now. What do you recommend?
50 and 60 pound?
Yes.
And you're talking about for fishing this bluefin out here?
Yes, sir.
Or yellowfin, whatever?
Yes.
I think I'm going to stick with what I just mentioned. I really like that Talica 16. If you want to go a little bit smaller than that, a 12 is fine. But that Talica 16, it's a really versatile reel, man. And you can put... I mean, you can comfortably fish 80 or 100 pound on that thing with 80 or 100 pound Spectra backing. Plenty of line capacity, incredible cranking power. The 16 is the same as the, isn't the body of it the same as a 25? As far as
the 16 is the same as a 12. The 20 and the 25 are the same.
Right.
It's the width of the spool.
That's right. Okay,
yeah.
so either a 16 or a 20, either one, whichever
that
one.
20 is a workhorse.
Yeah.
That's got bigger gears, more power.
I think the one that I said before when I was saying the 16, I was thinking about the 20.
The 20, yeah.
Yeah. So everybody that was listening, go back when I'm talking about
Talica 20.
The Talica 20 for the flat falls. That by far, that's the reel that
Do you put extra hooks on the flat falls?
I don't.
You don't.
I don't.
The hooks are fine that come with it.
To finish that on that reel, that 20 is just across the board. I mean, it can handle a fish up to 150 pounds, 200. It can handle it, no problem. You've got the capacity, and obviously it's good for anything under that.
Okay.
All right, Arnie, thanks for helping out. Thanks for helping out the Cowboy. Appreciate that very much.
I'm glad I asked you about that because...
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so the 16 is a little more...
The 16 and the 12 are the same diameter spool, just wider.
Got it.
And the 20 and 25 are the same diameter spool, just wider. Yeah, for sure. And then you go down to the other one,
exactly,
which with the 10 and the 8 are the same, but just the wider spool.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, Paul and Bellflower is next on the phones. Good morning, Paul. Thanks for joining us and hanging in there on the phones for us.
Yeah, no problem. You know, Pete, I always ask you guests how they got everything going and how they got started. I haven't asked you. How did you get your start on the show?
You know, that's funny you should ask. I was working for a radio station as a sales manager here in Carlsbad in the early 90s. We started in 1991. I was actually at the radio stations in the 80s and early 90s. In 1991, September 91, you had this idea to put fishing on the radio, and the one and only Cowboy is the guy that came up with the name Let's Talk Hookup. So Cowboy, we were out on a fishing trip, and I said, hey, I need to name this radio show I started. And Cowboy said, how about Let's Talk Hookup? And I said, that's it. That's a winner right there. So Cowboy's the man that came up with the name, and then it just kind of grew from there. And Marty was such a great part of the show. Marty Milner, and then, of course, Rock Hard Rick, and all that, and all the people, all the support systems, and all the sponsors, too. Tim and the guys at the Royal Star, and all the landings and tackle stores and everything, and the Ford dealers, and the Shimano, and all the different manufacturers. That's the reason we're here, is just the support we've received, not only from people like yourselves out there in the community, but also the sponsors, too. So very, very grateful to have Let's Talk Hookup here now almost 27 years later, and it's going stronger than ever. So thanks a lot for that, and appreciate the call this morning. Mo in Vista. Mo, you're next up. Hi, Mo. Good to see you. All right, you know what's cool about a lot of our regulars that come is people know they bring their own chairs, and it's kind of like, do you feel like you're kind of like at a softball game or something?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Baseball game, soccer game, exactly.
Yeah. Morning, guys. Hey, Pete, you have the Simrad Halo on your boat?
I do not have the Halo radar.
Okay.
I have the 4G radar and love it. It's, but I understand the Halo is quite something.
Well, I repowered, plus I put new electronics on it. I got the Halo,
The Halo?
3, yeah.
What's it like?
I don't know yet. I've only just got it back.
Supposedly it will pick birds out for
That's what I was
going to
ask you about, if you noticed it picks up birds.
That's the idea, is what they say, is birds.
And
yeah.
what size is the yellowtail out there at the 302? And
It's actually nice fish. It's like, maybe 5-8 pounds on the bottom end, but there's fish up to 15-20 pounds, and it's everything in between. There's I would say on average probably 8 to 12 pound fish.
That's what Doug Kern told me. Is like that 8 to 12
Yeah, it's nice
pounds.
fish. It's not little tiny guys.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. And down at the 1010 Trench, that's where you're finding the bluefin then?
Well,
in that area?
Those guys said, Mark put that
Mark
out
said that.
today, which if those guys are focusing in that area. But I'll tell you what, man, there's been bluefin all the way up and down. There's been so much bluefin. It's almost like wherever there's good water, you're going to find bluefin, especially if the weather's calm. There's a lot of bluefin out there. It's crazy, the amount of that fish in that 25 to 40 pound range, and then all those other big ones mixed in. There's so much bluefin you can't even pinpoint it. It's between 30 miles and 100 miles, you may very well find them anywhere where there's good water on a day of good weather.
Tom Green, the pilot for Sport Fishing Association, said that the spread of bluefin, and he saw like a 100-ton school the other day, just a lot of bluefin around. Right
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm basing that on in the report we got from the airplane, but also the guys running up and down the coast. And that's not even talking about the bluefin that are farther down, all the way down there, 150, 200 miles. It's just, the ocean's overrun with them this year. Thank goodness.
Yeah. So when you go down, do you hit the dumping grounds, the airplane, or you stay in the Mexican side when you head down to your 8-day trip or your...
I'm going to go back to that variable thing. I know I sound like a politician, but,
Yeah.
not giving a straight answer. But there's just so many variables. We basically, I'll narrow it down to this. We go where the fish are.
Right.
And I don't care if the fish are... But we've actually had a couple of trips where we finished up fishing at 30 miles on a long-range trip,
Right.
a 5-day trip or something, because that's where the best tuna fishing was. The old thinking was, I'm long-range fishing, so I'm going to go down long-range.
Long way.
We're either going to find them long or we're not. Well, but nowadays, it's like you just have to fish where the fish are. And there's been so much fish that's been up in this Southern California bite the last 4 or 5 years. This is just where the fish want to be.
Yeah.
Obviously, the forage is good here. Water conditions are right. We've spent more time in the last 5 years on long-range trips within 100 miles of San Diego than I did in 25 years prior to that. This is where the fish want to be. So we don't really nail it down to one place. We're plugging in information that we're receiving from our network of resources on the water. water conditions, of course, looking at the temperature charts and seeing where you want to be, and then we throw our whatever current production is on the boat, and then obviously our instinct. Throw our gut into the equation and make our decision on where we want to be.
There you go. Hey, thanks, Mo, for appreciate you coming down. And when we come back, we're going to draw some winners here, find out who won the casting contest, wrap things up here at Encinitas Ford. Stay tuned. Southern California Sport Fishing Voice. Let's talk hookup. Mighty 1090.
Yamaha's Wake Up to Savings sales event is here. Purchase an eligible new 2.5 to 150 horsepower 4-stroke outboard and get up to $750 in dealer credit toward the purchase of additional goods or services. The Wake Up to Savings sales event. Reliability starts here. Yamaha. Visit your local Yamaha Outboards dealer today. Offer ends June 15, 2018, subject to change at any time. Other restrictions and conditions apply. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. This promotion cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
When it comes to marine electronics, there are just two names you need to know: Johnson Hicks. You've seen their amazing display of all the top manufacturers of marine electronics at the shows. Fact is, Johnson Hicks is a factory-certified dealer for all the finest brands for your boat, like Simrad. Check out the new Simrad NSS Evo 3. Navigate, take control, and enjoy an unprecedented level of built-in functionality with Simrad NSS Evo 3. SolarMax HD display technology offers exceptional clarity combined with an all-weather touchscreen. Fish easier with Simrad dual-channel chirp. Johnson Hicks Marine Electronics has the full lineup of Simrad electronics as well as all the other top names. No one matches Johnson Hicks for selection and quality in marine electronics. For the best product, the finest service, and the lowest price possible, remember the name in marine electronics, Johnson Hicks. On the web at johnsonhicksmarine.com and give one of their top experts a call for prices and more information. johnsonhicksmarine.com.
Sport fishing, not just for dad anymore. At Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, kids fish free every Sunday. Free half-day fishing trip and clinic free for kids 12 and under every Sunday at Dana Wharf. Join the Dana Wharf Kids Club and get over $100 of really cool stuff like 2 free fishing trips, a free whale watch trip, and more. Dana Wharf, everyone's favorite since 1971. Click DanaWharf.com or visit them in the Dana Point Harbor, the bass capital of the West, and only minutes from the 5 freeway in Orange County. DanaWharf.com, where kids fish free.
When it comes to fishing rods for saltwater, there's just one name you need to know: CalStar. Take, for example, the Graphiter series. It's a true graphite and fiberglass composite rod, the finest that's ever been built. And for anglers seeking traditional performance, durability, and quality at an affordable price, the CalStar West Coast series of rods and blanks are the ones for you. Their master craftsmen bring decades of rod building experience to every rod they make. So if you want your fishing rods to be truly state-of-the-art, I always recommend CalStar at fine tackle stores everywhere.
This is Greg Stotesbury from AFCO. For more than 58 years, the American Fishing Tackle Company has been recognized as the premier manufacturer of precision-built offshore fishing tackle. AFCO continues this tradition today with an innovative technical fishing clothing line designed and built by fishermen for fishermen. From our next-generation waterproof shorts like Tactical or Stealth to our new anhydrous waterproof jacket and bibs, the entire AFCO clothing line is purpose-built with the latest AFTEC fabrics and features designed to deliver for the demanding angler. To find AFCO products, go to AFCO.com and find a dealer near you.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup on the Mighty 1090. Mo in Vista was the random winner here. First qualifier of the great grand prizes here for our San Diego County Ford dealer. You have a chance to win that Fastlane Kayaks Mission Bay and, of course, the Cedros kayak fishing trip and the trip for 2 to Rancho La Llanera, including round trip ticket on Alaska Airlines. And, wow, what a great time here at Encinitas Ford. Certainly want to thank Scott and Mark and all the guys here at Encinitas Ford for hosting this. A great crowd. Thank you very much, all this great crowd, for coming down. Sure appreciate that very much. And I want to thank all the guys that help us out here. The Cowboy, the one and only, Arnie, Dave, Ryan, of course, casting contest. He's still trying to figure things out there. Isaiah and Dick, of course, and Adam in the Mighty 1090 studios. And Scott, thank you. How do we find you here at Encinitas Ford?
You can go online at EncinitasFord.com, or you can call us at 760-753-6286. And I'd like to thank Arturo, who got here at 3 o'clock in the morning to help set this up.
Arturo's been here for how long? He's been here forever.
Almost 20 years.
He's such a great guy and a big helper here at Encinitas Ford. He's helped us. Thanks, Arturo. Appreciate it very much. You come down to Encinitas Ford, be sure to give a big thank you to Arturo. And, of course, great place to buy a Ford. Check out those new Fords. You want to take a test drive, they'll even bring it over to you to check it out.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks very much. Tim Ekstrom, can't wait to go to Mazatlan.
Me
Looking
either.
forward to it, man.
I
It's
know
going to be a lot of fun. And, of course, you have those 3-day trips available Labor Day weekend as well as early June.
Yeah,
if somebody
Memorial,
wants to
right,
test
Memorial
it
Day,
out.
then a couple of weekends in June, they still have availability. And, again, I want to thank everybody here at Encinitas Ford for hosting. Thank you guys for coming out. I love doing these
They're fun,
live
aren't they?
events. Yeah, it's great. So I got to skin out of here, go down and meet the boat. They're getting in right now.
Right now.
But I appreciate it. You guys want to follow along the exploits of Royal Star, our daily narrative. We maintain it online, royalstarsportfishing.com. If you want to make a reservation, book a trip, you can either do it online or call the office, 619-224-4764. Talk to Tracy, talk to Brian, talk to myself. Be more than happy to answer any questions you have. We're available pretty much at all times. One of the three of the dream team, Randy, Brian, or I. So once again, thanks everybody, and we're looking forward to a good fishing season and a good trip down to Mazatlan.
Yeah, no kidding. Looking forward to that. Oh, forgot to draw the random for the step up to the mic. Tim, go ahead and do that real quick here. Draw one out of there.
Mike
Creature. There he is. All right, you win the Maui Gems. All right,
sir.
Mike. Thanks a lot for that, and thank you for listening today. Thanks again to Scott and Mark here at Encinitas Ford, and Arturo, of course, for coming out at 3 a.m. And tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m., we'll be back in the Mighty 1090 studios with Adam and the gang. They're Captain James and Captain Kyle from Seasoned Sport Fishing. Seasoned Sport Fishing over there at Dana Landing. Mike, James, and Kyle run a great operation with Seasons. They're going to be in the Mighty 1090 studio tomorrow morning, 7 to 9 a.m. Thanks again to everybody for listening and coming out, and we'll see you tomorrow morning right back here on the Mighty 1090.